I'd like to introduce Davin. He's taking a picture right now. He's going to get a microphone in a second. Davin White played 2 years here, and he still holds the all-time scoring record single season. He's number 2 single season, and he's the all-time scorer with it. He holds the all-time assists in a season. He also holds all-time steals in a season. Davin was a 2-time All-American when he played at Chandler-Gilbert, transferred to Cal State Northridge, played his career there, and then went on to a professional basketball career, then toured, I think, 7 countries, and close to 20 years. Davin is now retired. He's joined by his family, friends, coaches, and his son and daughter. After this season, there will be no number 34 other than Davin White. So we will not buy the jersey, we will not wear the jersey. 34 is Davin White. For everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming out, especially my friends and friends. I actually thought about writing a speech tonight, but this is special in so many different ways. From the college, the staff, the players, the coaches, and all the tradition that's been going on since I left here. Came a long way. We used to play the Air Force Base, you know, and we had a track outside. And one of my teammates can attest to this. We used to go outside and run a lap before each game. So that's how we did that. It was special for us because it was cold outside. But it took our mental to another level when we came on the court. Ran outside in the cold. And we came in here. A lot of our teammates have been here. A lot of us have a lot of welcoming messages and a lot to me these last couple of years, or last couple of months before me. I lost my grandma, and she's the reason I came here. She was my support system. She was my everything. She's the reason I played basketball. She made sure I had shoes when I played here. She made sure I had food when I came here. She made sure I had gas to practice. She was everything to me. And y'all can see on the jersey, I put her initials like request for us to put her initials on the jersey because this is just as much as this is special to me. I mean, I want her to know that she's my own star. And I love her and I miss her. I know she's here. She was probably sitting in South to be happy. So I want to thank y'all for all coming out here. I appreciate this moment.
So it's Hoop Fiesta Part 2. Now it's Chandler-Gilbert taking on the Mesa men's squad. Chandler-Gilbert coming out of the gates with 2 wins in the second half, and we appreciate you dialing us back up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. Joe Pequeno alongside Matt McCurdy. The Coyotes so decimated the first half of the season, but that the Christmas break came and Santa gave Steve Silsby a couple of good wishes and some good presents, some healthy bodies, and now the team is almost at full strength, and they're capitalizing here in the second half.
Yeah, what kind of seemed almost like a disaster in motion has really turned around. As you said, Lockie McCain back on the court, Kobe Mott back on the court, and other than Parker Larson with that blown-out knee injury where, he's going to be out for the rest of the season, they're really 100% capacity, running full speed, and it's showing, right? They play Southern Nevada, they take the loss, but then they come and win 2 conference games in a row.
Convincing wins over Phoenix College and South Mountain. Cohen Aldridge with 23 in the win over Phoenix College. Javen Price with 21 in the win over South Mountain. So now the 11-7 Coyotes take aim against Mesa, 5-11 overall, 2-4 in league play. And, Matt, before we get into the dynamics of this game, let's give Coach Steve Silsby and his staff a lot of credit here, because through it all, there are moments, and we don't see the Coyotes get blown out on home court. They were rolled off the floor by Glendale, and it's easily a way for a team to lose its composure. But they took the Christmas break to regroup, and Steve Silsby, Leon Sutton, and the rest of the coaching staff have done a nice job of galvanizing this team and let them know a lot of basketball is left to be played, and now the team is back on track.
Yeah, I think that just shows experience, right? Coach Silsby, this is not his first rodeo. He's been in the game a long time, and he's been pushing this team forward for a long time. And we heard this from the boys a lot, next man up. They knew that even if they were on the bench that game and they lost a player, they have to be ready to be on the court and play. And I think that battle tested some of these younger players, and Coach Silsby allowed that to happen because he wants his team to be ready, whether you're a bench player or whether you're a starter. And we're seeing that. We've seen a lot of leaders and a lot of talent come to the surface.
As we look at the D2 standings, Pima just rolling, number 5 in the country, 18-0 overall, 6-0 in league. Chandler-Gilbert 4-2, second place, 11-7. Glendale 3-3, 11-5. Scottsdale 3-3, 15-10. South Mountain 2-4, 7-10. Mesa 2-4, 5-11. So getting back to Mesa, here's a team coming off a big victory over South Mountain, and the old adage, a desperate team is a dangerous team, and that's what Mesa is, because as of now, they're on the outside looking in the playoff picture.
Yeah, Mesa's hungry. They want to be here. They've got some great players. Talbot, Kamard being one of them, and then obviously Tyreek Dean, another one. They've got some talent, and when you're on that perimeter trying to work your way in, you're right. You got it. Some people got that dog mentality. They're going to come in here and they're going to hustle. They're going to go all in, and so the Coyotes got to play strong. They got to play at their best effort. And luckily, we've seen a lot of athleticism and talent come to the surface. They need to apply that here tonight.
Talbot Kumar with 25 in a win over South Mountain. Leads the team in scoring at 16 a game, ranked 10th in the conference. Now, back in November, Coyotes routed Mesa at Mesa. Wasn't even a ball game. 64-36. Coyotes shot 45%, 41% for 3. Will Coates with 13. So Mesa, obviously, that's a squad that remembers that beat down. They're going to be looking for some payback. Coyotes with 4 double-digit scorers, and Will Coates, Connor Aldridge, Ollie Hinder. And we're seeing a much improved Javen Price, who is really starting to convert at the rim.
Yeah, no doubt. Javen Price has been impressive. Kind of a slow start, but now in the last 3 games, 14 against Southern Nevada, 10 points against Phoenix, and then 21 points against South Mountain. And a lot of that's off that electric step, drive to the hoop, and either getting the basket or getting the call and going to the line. And then can't speak highly enough about the twins, Connor and Cohen Aldridge. It seems like if one's on, if one's not on, the other comes in and takes his place. I think Cohen scoring 23 points in that game against Phoenix, and Connor 14 and 21 in the other game. So they've got some great pieces as well.
Coyotes with 4 double-digit scores, as we mentioned. They average 73 points, shoot 45%, 33%. from three, 64% from the line, 39 rebounds, 13 assists. Best scoring defense in the league at 63 points a tip. We're going to take a moment for the starters. They're going to mention them right now. So we'll continue to walk our way through this. Mesa averages 64 points. They shoot 38%, 30% from three, 70% from the line, 31 rebounds, 11 assists. They allow 71 points a game. Coyotes led by head coach Steve Silsby, his assistants Zach Harrison, Leon Sutton, and Mike Fowler. Mesa led by former NBA star Lester Neal, his assistants Dennis Coleman and Levitt Johnson. Now as we look at the starters for Mesa, number 1, Aiden Armstrong. Number 5, Talbot Kumar. Number 14, Shakir Galab. Number 24, Mike Alexander. Number 31, Tyreek Dean. Of course, Mesa decked out in the visiting red uniforms. Now, Chandler-Gilbert, of course, they are in the home white and teal. Chandler-Gilbert won all 3 games against Mesa last year, so the streak is getting up there for Chandler-Gilbert, handling Mesa. And now the starting lineup for the Coyotes is going to be number 5, Javin Price. Number 12, Lockie McCain. We'll talk about Lockie here in a second. Number 24, Will Coates. Number 32, Carter Carab. Number 40, Ali Hinder. And we haven't seen much of Lockie McCain. He's had a foot injury for basically the start of the season all the way through December. He's back, and with Lockie on the floor, Matt, what does he bring and how does he extend the offense for Steve Silsby?
I mean, Lockie's just a tremendous talent. Not only is he a great ball handler, so he can offset for Javin Price, bring some much-needed help when Javin is trying to be that main point guard and facilitate. Lockie can help facilitate. Not only that, is he can hit the outside shot in his game against Phoenix, scoring 9 points and just contributing tremendously. And that's what you want to see from Lockie. So he can go in the inside, he can shoot the outside, and he's a great facilitator as well. So much needed help, and it's great to see Lockie back on the court.
Your announcers, that is Matt McCurdy. I'm Joe Pequeno. Your referees, Brady Barrett, Johnny Price, and Mark Beasley. The veteran crew. Of course, here we go. And we'll have Davin White joining us at halftime. At least that's what's on the docket. Chandler-Gilbert looking to extend the winning streak to 3. Ali wins the tip, and Javin will get the offense going here in the opening minutes of this one. Lester Neal is almost like a human blockade. So we will miss the whole side of the left side of the floor with Lester Neal right in front of us. Carter Crab over to Will Coates. They dump it down. Hinder, Carter in the corner, and that is blocked, and Carter off the loose ball, and great energy by Mesa. Aiden Armstrong with the block on the 3 attempt by Carter Crab in the corner. And if you're Mesa, that's exactly what you need. You need to come out with energy, effort, and give it to the Coyotes from the opening tip.
Absolutely. And you can tell already, Mesa, it's not really a mismatch. You guys got some big bodies, and it matches pretty well with the Coyotes.
Hey, swinging around up top, Kumar, and Kumar, long-range dagger. And Mesa starts the scoring from the Coyote center. And
that's saying the Coyotes aren't going to want to have happen tonight. They do not want to leave Talbot Kumar open at the three-point line with no one on him.
And the thing about it is, in the losses this year, we've seen, whether it be, and there's only 2 in conference for the Coyotes, and more great effort by Aiden Armstrong. And his second block from a 3 attempt by the Coyotes. First on Carab, and that time it was Javin Price in the corner. And Mesa's come with a purpose. And once again, they're on the outside. They're 2-4 in league. Lockie McCain, good to see Lockie back. Such a force for the Coyotes offensively last year. Javin in the middle lane. Javin floater. And Javin gets the roll.
And that's what we want to see from Javin. These last 2 threes we saw from Carter Korab and Javin Price, they're not really outside shooters. They can hit it, but you can see the draw takes a long time. That's why they got blocked. But see Javin take it to the rim, go strong. That's his specialty.
And Armstrong underneath, try to get the scoop underneath. And Kumar tracked it down, and Kumar misses from long range. And the Coyotes athletic teams out in force, baseball, softball, soccer, volleyball, all on hand. Tremendous show of support for Davin White and the basketball team tonight. McCain, Will Coates, not afraid from three. Will, a little too strong in the back end. Ollie digs it out. Lockie, step back. Lockie, no good. Carter, muscles and hustles underneath. Carter with a tough physical mood. Love to see that, right? Go up strong. And too many guys try to work that kiss off the glass and try to finesse it in. Carter with a strong move, upper body. And that was a strong move to the rim by Tyreek Dean.
And Carter's game sign we've seen progressing over time, really finding his role in that dominant down low position and that scrappy player. And that was a great example of his game and his progression over the past season.
Tyreek Dean putting up 9 points a game, a 72% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. Electric move by Tyreek Dean. No question, as you see Mesa in the early stages, they've got some athleticism. They've got length on the wings.
And Joe, you and I talk so much about how good this conference is, and it's early in the second half of this season, so anything's really possible. This Mesa team, it looks like, is on the bill, just like our Coyotes. And look, Coyotes are number 2 in the conference. They're the team to beat right now, next to Pima.
Will Coates, Hinder in the corner. Ollie surveying. Lockie lets it fly. Lockie short. And ball trickles out of bounds. Mesa defensively doing a nice job right now. So glad you can join us in the second half of the doubleheader. Coyotes ladies lost in the opening matchup against Mesa. And that is a nice elbow by Kumar, who's got 5 points. 7-4 Mesa. Javin Price, Will Coates, and Mesa doing a great job on switching up and doubling the ball handler. Will Coates from outside. Coates too strong. Carter. And Carter in the paint. Gets helped up by Lockie and Ollie Hinder.
Looks like Carter Korup coming down a little hard. Fell on top of Mesa's number 1, Adrian Armstrong. Looks like Armstrong was trying to pick himself back up off the ground and got underneath Carter.
Carter putting up 9 and 59% free throw shooter. Nice and smooth on the first. Great night for basketball. Weather outside, a little chilly here in Arizona. And soon enough, the baseball team gets on track. They open a week from Friday, taking on Arizona Western. 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. Of course, we'll have the coverage from across the way. And they call the foul on Javin Price. That's his first. 7-6 ball game, opening minutes of this Arizona Community College Athletic Conference tilt. Mesa, the T-Birds, and the Coyotes. Dean down in the blocks. Dean right in Hinder's mug. Tyreek Dean with the strong move. You know, sometimes you get a little bit of a mismatch, and Ollie's got size on Dean, but Dean was aggressive and just knew when to elevate.
Yeah, it was just great timing by Dean.
Karab almost lost the handle. Javin will reset. 10 on the shot clock. Swung out. Lockie, Karab, Ollie, little floater. Won't go. Pull down. Mesa ripping it. Mike Alexander. Right side. Shakir Galab with the rock, and Lockie now switches off. Connor on Galab. Swung up top, Dean. Dean going into the lane. Dean might have gotten away with a step. Little fade away. That won't go. Galab with the miss. Price up the left side. Worked up top to Lockie. Javen Price. Inside to Ollie. A little too high on the hoop. Mesa and Kumar will slow things up, getting into their half-court offense. Galab swings it over to Aiden Armstrong. Kumar catch and shoot. Too strong. Lockie with the rip. And right now, both teams trying to find their offense, and Steve Silsby says, you know what? I'm not a fan of our chemistry. I'm not a fan of the flow. Let's take a timeout, kind of regroup, and make the best of this offensive possession.
Yeah, so far, I mean, right now, Coyotes have some good looks, have some good things in motion, but seem slightly out of sync. Struggling to figure out how to attack the defense from Mesa. Mesa coming in strong. Seems like they've got a very clear format they're running. Obviously, Talbot Kamard being the highlight there, running kind of the brains behind the operation, getting most of the looks, and then Tyreek Dean being really the bronze down low and muscling it up. So Mesa coming in with a clear plan. I think Coyotes now looking to see what they've been handed. Obviously, I think they see a different team than who they played early in the season, and they're trying to figure out how to attack.
Checking in for Mesa, long, lanky body, and Urza Badabanga, as well as number 30, Kishar Benton. So Mesa bringing in some length and physicality. Karab swings it over to Lockie. Lockie works off a screen. Swung out, Will. Works it over to Lockie. Catch and shoot. Lockie, short. And Carter underneath, working it. Pulled down by Mesa. Swung out to Aiden Armstrong. Armstrong, quick first step. Kumar. With Javen Price right in his mug. Kumar head fake. Kumar underneath. Can't get it to go. Crab pulls it down. Price, that left side. Good first step. Kumar reads it quickly. Crab, Coates. Will not getting a lot of breathing room to shoot. And right now the Coyotes are not getting a lot of breathing room to shoot, period. Mesa doing a tremendous job rotating. 8 on the shot clock. Karab dumped down low. Carter, strong move. Works it up top. Connor, Javen. And a shot clock violation by Chandler-Gilbert. Mesa did a tremendous job of rotating defensively.
I'll tell you, Joe, that's the power of defense right there. It can be just as demoralizing as a team taking over offensively. You can see Mesa, like you said, closing that gap, really following rotation, and you can hear the communication. I think everyone online and in the stadium can hear it.
Mesa dumps it down in the box. Strong move, and Connor bowing up defensively. Will Coates. Coates. Floater won't go. Wanted the contact. Does not get it. Armstrong. Picked up by Cohen. Good, strong move. Good passing by Mesa. Loose ball picked up by the Thunderbirds on the reset with Kumar directing traffic and calling out the offensive play. Kumar into the lane. Kumar swings it back out. Armstrong from 3. Armstrong too strong. Mesa underneath. Going up with a purpose is Kishar Benton. Kishar Benton with a strong move. It's an 11-6 Mesa lead. And you look at this Mesa team, the outside shooting is still questionable, but they've got size and they've got length.
Yeah.
And Carter Karab fouled down in the box by Urza Badabanga.
No doubt, Joe. Right now, Coyotes and Mesa battling for down low dominance. And you can see Kar Korab really muscling his way through, giving it a show. Ollie Hinder playing that tall man role. I'd like to see him get a little more aggressive in there. They're going to need the extra bodies to really take over in the post.
Will Coates inside. Hinder.
There he goes.
Ollie, little floater on the hook. Ollie Hinder, his first basket. And I think the Christmas holiday, the Christmas break, probably really did Ollie Hinder some good.
Absolutely.
He got up to a really quick start, and once again, knocking it off the glass is Benton for his second basket. And how about the good give and go from Ollie to Will Coates?
And look, Joe, speaking of Ollie as well, you know, we don't talk about this very much, but he had a bit of an injury himself, walking around in a boot for a couple days there or about a week or so, but didn't take a rest. He kept on playing. The team desperately needed him, and got to give him credit for that, sticking it through and playing. So I think that, like you said, that time off, that little rest over the holidays definitely contributes greatly for him healing, recovering, and coming back strong.
It was such a short bench for the Coyotes, too, so it wasn't like they could really utilize the bench and give a lot of the starters valuable minutes to rest. Exactly. Those guys had to go right back out because of the amount of injuries they collected. Will Coates 1 of 2 from the line. Shot is up from the outside. Dean is there. Dean going up strong. And Dean puts it back in. He's got 6 points. And this Mesa team right to our left, about 10 feet away, they're motivated. They're coming out with some energy and effort. Ollie Hinder. Guarded by Benton. Long and lengthy. Mole Alney in the game. Shot from the outside. Will can't stroke it, but Ollie's there. And it's going to be a foul on Mesa. It's going to be on Benton, his first. Checking in. Number 22 for Mesa. And Matt, you're going to have to help me. My roster doesn't have a 22. So we'll try to decipher. Luau. So number 22, Coel Luau. Another player who's long and lengthy. And he's on Will Coates. Connor Aldridge lost the handle. They get it back. Mullowney, 10 on the shot clock. Cohen swings it to Mullowney. Dean, Mullowney off the screen. They work in the corner. Catch and shoot. Bang! Connor knocks down the triple. Big basket for the Coyotes. And much needed from the outside.
Yeah, no, definitely a much needed shot. So far, 2 blocked threes right at the get-go. And then really nothing landing for the Coyotes. Will trying to get some up, but it's not landing on the mark. So hopefully that kind of sparks a streak of outside shots hitting. And you got to think about if they had landed these outside shots, they'd be above on the scoreboard right now. So that's really where they need to start shining. Some of their inside passes and drives looking solid, but that outside shot needs to land.
And when we kind of decipher Mesa and kind of break them down, Kumar is really their outside threat.
Absolutely.
And then it's Dean on the inside, and they have a slew of big bodies that really work the paint. The thing about Mesa, they need more consistent outside shooting, right? But they're long, they're lengthy, and they're coming here with a purpose.
Yeah.
They've come with energy and effort. Look, they were smoked in the first meeting between these teams. It wasn't even close. Coyotes went in there, laid a beat down, 64-36. Will Coates with 13. Coyotes shot 45%, 41% from 3. I mean, look, you get schooled on your home court. There's a lot to be said about the memories of dealing, and now they want to return the favor, and they've come with a purpose. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and they've come out of the gates in the first 10 minutes with a purpose. And for the Coyotes collectively, it's about finding their offense and maybe setting some better screens so when someone receives a pass, they have the ability to put the ball on the floor, work off a screen, and maybe take a shot or find an open shooter.
For sure.
Dean in the lane. That's his MO. That is fired up from up top. Shot won't go, and Connor skying for it. Mullowney. Worked in the corner, back to Connor. Connor will take it out. Cohen cutting. Cohen, a little short jumper, and Cohen pops it. 15-14. Coyotes on a little bit of a run right now.
What I'll tell you, Joe, is Cohen and Connor Aldridge's game, not only are they good down low in the post, they can grab rebounds, they can shoot the outside shot. We've seen that. But I love that they've also got a great inside jump shot game. And you see them utilize that every night.
Shot clock winding down. Alon Johnson, and Johnson throws it away. Crab, Price, McCain back in. Coates, Mullowney, and Cohen Aldridge checking out. The great thing about the Aldridge twins, though, is that they play with poise. The game doesn't speed them up whatsoever.
No.
They do a nice job and handle the basketball well. Good shooters. Good addition to this Chandler-Gilbert team. And they paid their dues last year, watching last year the Coyotes on their playoff run. McCain from the outside. McCain, short. Mesa comes up with it. It's Luau. Long and lanky. And he gets called for the travel. Trying to take that electric first step. And gets called for that quick step. 9-12 left in the first half. Flying by. Coyotes trailing by one, 15-14. Joining us at half, Davin White had his jersey retired in between the women's game and the men's game. All-time leading scorer here at Chandler-Gilbert, a two-time All-American. Lockie McCain, Davin Price, long range, and Davin long, but tracks it down. Good hustle. Worked in the corner by Connor. Connor off the mark. And right now, it's everything for the Coyotes is coming from the perimeter. Nothing really down low, and Ollie Hender is going to have to start enforcing his will a little bit down in the blocks.
Yeah.
Shot from the outside from Mesa. And the putback by Kumard, and Kumard looks at the ref and wanted a foul.
Yeah.
Does not get it. Price. Down low to Carter Crab. Crab. Ollie Hinder, and Hinder off the great feed from Carter. Hinder's second basket.
And great court vision from those three players. Good pass from Javen, but then Carter, seeing Ollie on the drive. Hands off, quick pass. Love to see it.
Now it's Mesa in their half-court offense. Both teams doing a nice job not getting beat in transition whatsoever.
No.
Shot is up from the outside, and finally something stroked from the outside by Mesa. Shakir Galam, 17-16. Wilcoat's about to check back in. Lockie swings it. Tyreek Dean on the bad pass. Dean's going to have a no-hesitation move. Dean strong to the rack. He's got 8 points. A strong first half for Tyreek Dean. Dean putting up 9 points and 5 rebounds a game. Price from the outside. And Price connects from long range. Javen's got 5 points. We're tied at 19.
And great execution by the Coyotes, working it over to the far side and then swinging it all the way back for Javen with the wide open look, and that's what he needed.
Work to the outside. Inside pass. Wild shot. Crab tracks it down off the errant shot by Mike Alexander. Javen racing up. Kumard right. Step for step. Crab down in the blocks. Hinder, kick out Connor. Connor, bang. Connor Aldridge, his second three. And the Coyotes take the lead, 22-19. Winding down to 6 minutes left in a fast-moving first half. So glad you can join us. And Happy New Year to all of you out there. Dean, his MO is attack, attack, attack in the paint. And you can see how strong and physical he is, but that time denied in the post by Crab, Hinder, and Connor Aldridge. Lockie Javin Price, Connor long range. Connor, that won't go. Rebound by Mike Alexander. And Mesa will call the timeout. And for Mesa, sometimes the best elixir for a coach is a good timeout. And for Mesa, that's a quality timeout. You've seen Chandler-Gilbert take the lead. Your last couple offensive possessions haven't been that good. He burns one to regroup his team.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's much needed. And look, Mesa's game, once it starts getting in the post and it's messy and everyone starts throwing it up, that's when you know you got to rewind it back, get it back into Talbot Kamar's hands, let him run an actual offense and a play. Maybe Tyreek Dean running it down the middle. That's really their game plan. So I think it's a good time to reset, like you're saying, and get it back on the game. And Coyotes, they're doing a good job making good looks. I think we're seeing the benefit of having Lockie McCain out there once again. He brings a good composure, timing to the game. And we saw Javin Price get that open three because he could give it to Lockie and let him facilitate.
Javin Price, his game is elevated since day one. I mean, he would get to the rim in those early games and miss layups. And now he's almost automatic going to the glass. And now he's really starting to find his stroke from the outside. He's developing into a really good player for this team. Cohen, Will Coates, Connor, Javin Price, Carter Crab on the floor. Kumar dumps it inside. And it's Mike Alexander with his first bucket. 22-21. Coyotes on top. Mesa bringing a lot of energy. Carter Crab as Will Coates try to slash inside. Carter swings it back out to Connor and swings it over to Cohen. 9 on the shot clock. Javin Price, not afraid. Javin off the mark. Carter. And great work by Carter Crab. Foul on Mike Alexander.
You got to love the hustle from Carter, knowing he's that facilitator. He's going to hit the screen, roll down to the basket, hopefully pull a guy off of the main guy shooting, which was Javin Price in this case. But then his follow through, right? Committed to the basket, brought the rebound back in and got it for his team.
And they're going to say Davin White was out of bounds. So 5 and change left. Here we go. Coyotes in a battle. Mesa's come with a purpose. Dean works it over. Armstrong. Wow. Strong could not finish. Armstrong had the lane, just didn't get the proper kiss. Connor Aldridge. Benton on him. Connor going in. Works it out to Carter. Crab. Javin Price. 16 on the shot clock. Javin in the lane. Javin, little floater, won't go. Pulled down by Benton. Shakir Galab gives up the dribble. Armstrong on the elbow. Cohen defensively matched up. Armstrong inside, looking for Kumar. Kumar tracks it down. 8 on the shot clock. Kumar, elbow, won't go. Good defense, and Kumar upset he didn't get the call. Coates gliding, and they're going to call the goaltending. Basket for Will Coates. Good to see Will with his first field goal tonight. So much pressure on Will Coates when the Coyotes had so many injuries for Will Coates to really step up his game and did a nice job. And now he doesn't have to feel the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's got healthy bodies to work around him. Benton, Kumar, and good defense by Javin Price. Coyotes scrapping, and it's going to be jump ball possession in favor of Mesa, but once again, active hands leads to great defensive sequences, and Javin Price set the tone with the active work right there.
And we've seen this type of matchup before with the Aztecs. Javin Price and Gonzalez, was they played their speed, right? Really tested each other. I think we're seeing a little bit of the same scenario here. Talbot Kamard, great speed, great athleticism, and Javin bringing that same energy and testing that speed and athleticism.
Javin Price, his second foul. Tegan Moalny back in. Steve Silsby cannot afford to have Jabin Bryce in foul trouble. Benton, strong move. And they're going to call Benton for the offensive foul. Kashar Benton, a specimen, as well as the young man about to check in, who's got a basketball name and then some. Urza Batabanga. That's a guy, name like Batabanga, that just means you pound the glass, right? You just own it. You own the paint. Maloney, Will Coates, Rocky McCain. Good defense by Aiden Armstrong. And they're going to call the foul on Will Coates. Coates and Kumar got tangled up. Coyotes with 4 team fouls. Mesa with 7. So the Coyotes going to the free throw line. They'll be in a 1-on-1 situation. Worked over that right side. Kumar, Dean, just doing what he does. Strong. It's going the other way. Now, as we break down Tyreek's game, strong move. I think what's ultimately his next phase, he's got to be able to read the defense and kick out.
Yeah.
It's like he's so determined to go full steam ahead, and the blinders are on. He's not looking to make the outlet, which if he did, that would make Mesa's offense that much better.
Yeah.
Kumar, transition. And Cohen Aldridge gets called for a very soft foul. It's almost like Cohen was like floating off the ball and Kumar maybe grazed him. And by no means are we the homer announcers, but that was a pretty weak foul.
Yeah, I think one thing we've seen from Talcott Kamard is his ability to sell the foul as well. We saw that on this last drive. Will Coates going in, he saw that inward drive coming, even though he didn't have the ball, and he played it effectively to get the call.
Kumar, an excellent free throw shooter. A 2-point ball game. Cohen works out to Lockie. Cohen, Ollie inside. Ollie. And that's a situation right there we talk about going up strong.
Yeah.
You want to see Ollie trying to just rip that rim off, right? Try to get cute, kiss it off the glass, and you missed. Got to go up strong. And they call the travel against Mesa. 24-22, 2:29 left. Coming up at the half, Davin White, who had his jersey retired, 2-time All-American for Chandler-Gilbert, will join us. Of course, Matt and I will look back at the women's game and then look back at this first half. A lot coming up from the Coyote Center. Swung out Cohen, Aldridge. Aldridge down low. Carter. Batabanga on him. Carter, good head fake. Oh, great moves by Carter. Just cannot connect. Dean works it out to Shakir Galab. Kumar. Galab. High screen by Batabanga. Now it's worked to Armstrong, who will pull it out with 15 on the shot clock. Screen set on Lockie McCain. Batabanga down low. Batabanga gets doubled. Batabanga works it to Armstrong, and Armstrong underneath. Good recognition by the big man, Batabanga. Connor in the corner. Carter picked up by Batabanga. And they're going to call the double dribble on Carter down in the blocks. 24 all, $1:31 left, and a fast-moving first half. Really quick first half. Not a lot of fouls, not a lot of stoppages, and you love to see that kind of pace. $1:21 left. Kumar up top. And Kumar gets the roll. Guarded by Thomas. Kumar just with a good balance. Swung in the corner. Lockie will stop and pop, and Lockie connects, and that is a pleasant sign. His first bucket, probably about 1 for 4, 1 for 5 from the field. This team to be successful Coach Steve Silsby has told us on multiple occasions, we got to be able to hit the three. We need the spacing, and that'll open up the floor for the bigs down low.
And I love Lockie's timing and composure. We saw it a couple times, a little pump fake step, drop back into three. Didn't hit that one, but then right there, pump fake, drive in, get the jump shot.
Galab with the three. 29-26, the Coyotes will play for the final shot here in the first half. McCain, Aiden Armstrong right on him. Not a lot of room. Aiden Armstrong all over Lockie McCain. 6 on the shot clock. Aldridge, too strong. Cohen underneath, and Cohen almost tossed it in. Foul will go against Batabanga. And Cohen will go to the line. 66% free throw shooter. Can't connect on the first. Cohen averaging 8 points a game. Parents always in attendance. Had a chance to meet them early in the season. Great people, and as well as Will Coates' dad, who, by the way, if you ever cook up that brisket or that steak again like you have in the past and you want to slide some over for the scores table for Matt and myself, we'll throw it down, I promise. And that'll do it. Cohen comes up empty, and that is the end of the first half. Mesa with the 29-26 lead over the Coyotes. And Matt, briefly, when we look at this one, there's so many things we can kind of talk about, but collectively what's really stood out as was the energy that Mesa came out with and the determination and the defensive rotations. That's what really stood out and why Mesa is in the position they are with a 3-point halftime lead.
Yeah, I mean, Mesa came in hungry, and we talked about that they would want to come in, show dominance, and beat this team that they've struggled to beat in the past, really haven't. And Talbot Kamara clearly leading the march there. He's played hungry the whole time through and continues to do so. I love the Coyotes' consistent progression, right? They came in strong. Carter Karab throwing down some great inside looks. And then they've slowly but surely started to nail the outside shot and really open themselves up. Love seeing Lockie McCain out there. We haven't seen a lot of him this season, so it's good to see him facilitating, providing Javen some peace of mind and some opportunities off the ball as well.
Connor Aldridge with 6 points. Carter Karab with 4 points. Javen Price with 5 points. And now joining us, just inducted into the Chandler-Gilbert Hall of Greatness. Davin White joining us right now, just had his jersey retired and joins us on the mic. And Davin, please, you can sit down right there. We'll be looking at the camera right up there. And Davin, first off, congratulations to you.
Appreciate it.
There's been so many memories you had in your time here at Chandler-Gilbert, and years later, after having such a tremendous career here, a 2-time All-American, going to play at Northridge, and then playing all over the world just to follow the dream. And it all comes back to Chandler-Gilbert with your jersey being retired. What did tonight mean for you?
It's special, man, like just to see where I started, you know what I mean, and work and all the hard work I put in, and just to be celebrated the way they celebrated me tonight, like it means a lot to me, like dedicating and working hard for a school to try to win, you know, and being congratulated with it. I mean, it's a special moment. It still feel like my home, you know, after 20 years, like it still feel like this is my home, you know what I mean? Even though I didn't play in this gym, this is beautiful. I feel like we kind of built the foundation for them to even get to this point. You know what I mean? Coaches tell me all the time, like, man, this happened because of you. Because we used to have a big problem driving all the way to the Air Force Base and then coming back to the campus to go to school and driving back. It was just a lot, you know what I mean? As athletes, like, we weren't really, I mean, you know, we ain't really too much responsible as far as driving, and it was just a lot. So just having this facility, it's a beautiful thing for the school, and they did a great job with the staff and hiring the people, and
it's just special to me, you know.
Davin, when you reflect on your time here at Chandler-Gilbert, and you're the all-time leading scorer in school history. One year you put up 24, another year you put up 28, and you made it look effortless. When you reflect on your time at Chandler-Gilbert, what really stood out for you?
I had some great teammates that liked me to shoot the ball. No, we had a system, man. Like with Coach Chapman, he was one of the players. Like he was a players coach, so he let us play. You know, what I mean, he didn't want too many plays. He wanted us to push the ball, and I was fast, so I think that was a good benefit for me from my growth from like my freshman year to my sophomore year to even gain 4 points a game was mostly free throws. I struggled my first year with free throws. I got to free throw line a lot, so like my summer I concentrate on my free throws, and I think that kind of helped my average go up.
Yeah, of course, the average went up, the game got better, and then you parlayed a great career here playing at Cal Northridge. And what does that say, and what kind of message does that send to other youngsters out there that might have to go the JUCO route for whether it could be academic reasons, or maybe they just have to grow up a little bit and find themselves and realize that getting that degree is the most important thing and kind of finding themselves. So for you, Davin, what kind of message do you want to send to the youngsters out there that have to go to the JUCO route? And you parlayed it into such an amazing career. And what do you think your message sends to other people out there that might have followed you along the way and it caught you having your jersey retired tonight?
I think what's special about JUCO is another aspect of growth as a responsibility is going to classes, and sometimes you go to university you can get lost. You know what I mean? Because university is you got 20,000 students and you that 1% that teachers might not pay attention to, and some students that go to JUCO they need that special attention, and with the smaller schools in JUCOs, like there's nothing wrong with going to JUCO. As you see my story, like I came to JUCO for one of those reasons, not having my grades, and it wasn't something I was proud of, but like I grew from it. You know what I mean? So JUCO is I never talk bad about JUCO. I never regret coming to JUCO, and I think it's a good route for these kids. And now they got these other rules now that's coming in for JUCO players, which is I wish I could have a year back, you know, and come back and play. But I mean, JUCO was special, man. I met some wonderful people. I got blessed to come to a wonderful JUCO in the state I was born and raised in Arizona. So that was good for me. And the JUCO is a place where you can like stay home and be close to family, but still grow as a player and a student athlete. And it's cool because like the ads, like you're more close with the ads here, and the teachers with JUCOs, they care about the student athletes. So I think the JUCO route is special for in a lot of different ways, as far as like growth, uh, teammates, and being close to home, and competing with other JUCOs. You know, we had some big back when I was playing. We had some big time JUCOs and some big time players that came out to Arizona because they love the weather, you know. But no, JUCO is special, man. Like I always praise anybody take the JUCO route and make it far.
Davin, for you, a very emotional speech dedicating to your grandmother who meant so much to you, and of course in your jerseys that are retired underneath the glass you made sure that her initials were put on it. Can you talk about what your grandmother meant to you in the course of your journey?
Man, my grandmother is it's a sensitive subject because like she's not here with me right now, but she, like I said, she got mad at me when I was crying on her way out. So she's like, "You smile for me. I live a wonderful life." But my grandma, she was everything, man. Like she was one of them parents, because I was raised by my grandma. She was one of them women that was a loving, but she wanted to see me be amazing at anything I tried to do. So she made sure I'd have to worry about the shoes part, the transportation. Like she was always there to support me and push me all the time. She always asked me how my game's going. Like if I need food, she'd bring me food. She'd drive out here. They ain't had no Uber Eats and stuff like that. So she used to make a plate and drive all the way to Chandler-Gilbert just to drop me a play off and go back home. Like that's special, you know. Like and sometimes when I went home, because I get homesick, get your butt back out there. I'm gonna be here, Davin. Like she's just a special lady, man. Like and she gonna live in me, and I hope I pass what she gave me to my kids. But yeah, she's a special lady, man. She means so much to me.
Tremendous in the amount of love and and the memories she provided. And along the way, basketball has played such an important part. And for you, I applaud you. You went when you had an you looked at basketball as an opportunity to better yourself and go wherever the opportunity was. And how great was that to go all over the world to play basketball for the love of the game and to make a professional career out of it and enjoy it along the way.
It was special, man. Just going to different countries and seeing how they culture was. Like, it was, for me, it was a culture shock. My first time in Germany, I got a funny story. I was in Germany, and I'm walking around, and I come from a tough side of Phoenix, south side of Phoenix. So I'm walking around in Germany, and everybody's looking at me, and I'm like, and somebody looking at you in Arizona or in the States in general, you think somebody got a problem with
Yeah.
you. But that wasn't the case. They was just I look different. You know what I mean? They was just trying to just see who I was and where I came from, because they very intrigued with the people from America.
Yeah.
So, like, they love that part. So, like, I went out there, man. Like, Spain was probably the most. Everybody got their different lingos. I think Spain was probably the most loving culture I've been around. Like, family, love. Germany was more like I wouldn't say they was trying to be Americanized, but they was the most Americanized country I played in, where you can go to McDonald's, a Burger King,
Yeah.
a Chili's, and stuff like that. And there was very loving people out there. Israel's culture, like, religious. You know what I mean? I went to the Dead Sea and went to the Bermuda Wall or something, like the wall out there. I went out there. I went down to the thing that Jesus carried his cross on. I saw where they washed the blood off on them. They laid them down and washed the blood. They got all that stuff. It's a lot of history out there. So, like, those three different things in different countries, and that was special just to be a part of.
And before I let you go, Davin, for this next generation of hoopsters that are coming up, any words of wisdom you can provide?
Just passion. Like, you gotta love this game. You gotta put your all into it. And this school is listen to your coaches. It's being coachable. It's gonna be adversity. Like, all them things are normal. So if you playing bad, get your gym more. There's no reason to complain about what's going on. And it's a lot of off court distractions, and you got to be able to manage basketball and get rid of the off court distractions. But I just say just passion, love. Like, if you got those two things for the game and you work hard, you can take your game a long way.
There you go. That is Davin White. His jersey now officially retired in the halls of Chandler-Gilbert. Davin, pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Best of luck to you in 2025, and couldn't happen to a better player and a better person.
Thank you, sir.
We'll have more from the Coyote Center in just a moment.
Thanks.
And we are moments away from starting the second half. Coyotes trailing 29 to 26 as we look at the Coyotes in the first half. Good first half from the field. They shot 50%, long range. They struggled. 3 of 16. Rebounding, as we look at the numbers, 18 rebounds in that first half. And Mesa on the other side shot 42%, only 25% from 3. And Mesa with 16 rebounds. So, Matt, this is kind of one of those ugly grind out games. And this is going to come out to who comes up with a key steal, one solid possession, not losing focus, and that's the keys to this second frame.
Yep.
Coyotes start going left to right on your screen. McCain getting locked up by Kumar. Javin Price, Carter Karab, Aiden Armstrong tracking him down. Shakir Galab on Price, and Ali down in the box. And they're going to call the foul on Mike Alexander. Looked like Ali lost his footing, but maybe got a little shove from Alexander.
And that was a good call by the refs. You know, I saw a lot of hands being held on Ollie during that play as he tries to wrap around, so I think he got his hand on him, and maybe it was a call for a little bit of the body checking earlier on.
Swung out to Coates. Tyreek Dean comes out of the post. Ollie going strong. Ollie.
Good move.
Ollie with the strong move. He's got 6. Coyotes cut the lead to 1. That's what we want to see. We want to see Ollie be aggressive and attack strong.
Mm-hmm.
Down in the blocks, working hard. Won't go. Good post defense by Carter Karab. Carter not putting up the numbers, but the physicality's been all over the paint tonight. Javin. Shakir Galab and Lockie from long range. And a pleasant sign for the Coyotes, and the Coyotes take the 2-point lead. His first 3 of the night, and if Lockie starts cooking from 3, the Coyotes are going to be dangerous in the second half of the season. Aiden Armstrong blocked underneath. Javin up the floor. Coates on the wing on the left side. Lockie on the wing on the right. And Lockie in and out. But Will is there. Will pulls it away. And Will works it strong. And Lester Neal calls a timeout. And he is just frustrated with his team. And he's frustrated with his team for not getting back in transition and leaving the shooters wide open on the arcs.
Absolutely. I mean, right now the Coyotes coming strong. They've played well, and feels like Mesa's lagging behind. Now, the advantage for the Coyotes, Mesa doesn't have as many weapons, it seems like. Obviously, Talbot Kamard has been a dominant force. Tyreek Dean has been a dominant force, but it's been pretty silent, except for a few plays here and there from the rest of the team. And you know, the engine only runs for so long before it wears and tears. So that's to the Coyotes' advantage for sure.
This Mesa team entered with a record of 5-11, 2-4 in league, and you can tell they've come in with energy and effort, but they do lack some consistent outside shooting. Tyreek Dean, he attacks. He likes to be in front looking at the basket, and of course Kumar, but everything else is kind of like hit or miss. So they've got to maximize productivity, and they've got to be able to get back defensively. And when it's almost inexcusable. Look, in transition, you're letting three-point shooters just out in the perimeter just sit there by themselves. Well, Matt, I don't have any eligibility, or I do have plenty, and I'm sure you do too. You and I probably could knock down some threes if we're left alone by ourselves with an open look from downrange. And that's why Lester Neal blew that timeout. He's like, I can't have this. He stopped it down, and pretty much a critical point for Mesa to start this second half to recollect themselves defensively and recollect the focus.
No doubt.
Off the inbounds. Javin works it out to Lockie up top. Tyreek Dean comes out. Aiden Armstrong switching as well. Armstrong guarding Will Coates on that left side. And they flip it to Will. Will left alone. And we just talked about it. Lester Neal having that conversation. And Will Coates, if Will Coates would have hit that basket, Lester Neal would have blew a gasket as Kumar with that soft touch on the 10-footer.
Yeah, the Coyotes have great shooters as it is. Will Coates, Lockie McCain, and they've shown that they can hit them in this game. So leaving them wide open is not a game plan that they should roll with.
Ollie, strong move and a floater. He's got 8. 33-31, Connor Aldridge about to check back in. As well as the physical specimen and Kishar Benton. Kumar on that left side. 11 on the shot clock. Kumar gets the high screen. Kumar swings it to Shakir Galab. Galab. And a bad shot by Galab and good defense by the Coyotes. Price works it out to Carter. Carter will swing it back out to Jabin. They work it. Lockie almost a catch and shoot, but he swings it inside and Carter and 1. Great recognition by McCain, and the foul on Mike Alexander. That's his 3rd. And Carter with the shot at the 3-point play.
And you can tell Mesa at this point just looked tired on defense, struggling to swing and rotate and move to keep up with the Coyotes running a well-paced offense and really moving the ball and find open look. Once again, Lockie McCain almost getting that open shot, drew the defense out to him, and a great read by Carter as he drove towards the inside and got the catch.
Doesn't complete the 3-point play, but the Coyotes with a 4-point advantage. Now, you kind of look at Mesa. Look, they've got athletes, right?
Yeah.
But the thing that plagues them, and you and I have only, Matt, get a small sample of their season, but you can tell as Armstrong misses down below and good defense inside, that with Mesa, it's the little things, right? Not doing the little things. Getting back, leaving shooters open, not tracking down a loose ball, not setting a good screen. And the team that lacks some firepower, they're going to have to figure it out collectively to have a chance, not just in this game, but in the course of the season down the stretch. Price from long range, and it's going the other way. They're going to call the loose ball on Ollie.
And Joe, we've seen time and time again an offense that gets one pass and drives down the lane to throw it up doesn't work effectively against the Coyotes. They've got too many great defenders walking down the post ready for that type of play. You have to swing the ball. You have to get the open look. You got to run it really well and effective to beat the Coyotes defensively.
35-31. Coyotes have come out of the gates and taken charge. Swung outside and a bad pass, and once again, we talk about the little things. Shot clock was not at a disadvantage for Mesa, just the bad pass. It happens, but we've seen a lot of chinks in the armor for Mesa starting to really unveil in the second half. Javen, strong move. Javen's got 7, and the weak side defense for Mesa just wasn't there. And Javen just walked his way in.
And that's just a Javen specialty, finding the open hole and sliding right through.
Good active hands by the Coyotes. They were trying to go inside Alon Johnson. And Javen, quick move. And they're going to call it and 1, but they're going to call it before the shot, looks like. So the foul's called before the shot, but a really strong move by Javen. And once again showing, as we've talked about, he's becoming a strong finisher for this team.
Yeah.
And just think about Will Coates. How about that little left-handed look? What's really going to help Javen, you got to figure another year in the weight room, put another 15 pounds of muscle on, and he's going to be really something special in this league.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look, that play, last play was no small feat. It was a big boy play. He drove in strong, put his shoulder down, and told the Mesa team, hey, this is what I'm bringing to the table.
Kumar gets the screen from Benton. Kumar will stop and pop. That's off the mark. Good defense, and right now, Mesa's looking for some offense as the Coyotes have built an 8-point lead. The squad on a 13-2 run to start this second half.
And Joe, you and I talked about it just a few minutes ago. Mesa can't win off the backs of Talbot Kamard and Tyreek Dean. The other teammates got to get in the mix and get some points up as well. You can see just the drain on Talbot Kamard as he goes up for that jump shot and is unable to get the ball to the rim.
Thomas pulls it out. Connor over to Carter. Will off the screen. They go back to Carter. Carter going in, and Carter can't connect off the rim. Connor keeps it alive, and Javen inside. Carter, another opportunity. Carter with the bank off the glass. And that was just sheer hustle by the Coyotes throughout. Carter with 8 points. The lead is 10.
And talk about hunger from the Coyotes. I mean, Connor Aldridge running across the court, not even the closest one to a ball, diving out of bounds and tossing it behind his head to get to his teammates.
Lester Neal roaming that sidelines on the left-hand side of us. Aiden Armstrong, long range. That's short. Tracked down by Galab. Kumar from 3, won't go. Armstrong pulls it in among the trees. Thomas gave it an effort in the corner. Mesa making some changes. Peyton Smith, number 21, coming in. And you can hear, I'm almost certain that was Mr. Aldridge in the stands telling the team to box out. He's a passionate basketball fan. Got to respect that. Payne Smith, number 21, in for Mesa. Couple dribbles. Long range shot. It won't go. A good hustle play by Shakir Galab, who knocked it off of Thomas. And a great effort by Mesa. Steve Silsby, head coach of Chandler-Gilbert, telling his team to get a rebound. Worked up top. Peyton Smith now over to Kumar. And they call Javen Price, and that's his third. Mullowney coming in. Ali Hinder coming in.
I'm sorry, what?
41-31. Timeout on the floor, and Matt, Steve Silsby and his team doing a nice job now on a 15-2 run to start this second half.
Yeah, no, they've come in, they've played strong, and what I like is, and it seems like the beginning of this second half of the season, they've just slowly been progressing and finding their stride, and now you can see in the second half really taking off, 10-point lead, and working the Mesa's gaps and chinks in the armor, as you put it, to their advantage.
Ali Hinder with 8 points, 4 in the second half, and I think what's critical, can't stress enough, is Lockie McCain being an X factor for this team. They didn't have him over the course of the fall with the lower body injury. He's back. He struggled from the field, but he did knock down a 3, and we've seen Lockie McCain catch fire for this team last year, and if he can be a outside threat, and that will just open up the paint for Carter, Ali Hinder, Connor, who's not afraid to get dirty and muscle in as well, and his presence back on the floor and his ball handling skills, his poise handling the basketball is so big for this team. A 10-point advantage, 13-10 left. Lester Neal right to our left, the head coach of Mesa. Very frustrated with this team. Frustrated on the fundamental side, not doing the little things. Kumar up top, picked up by Connor. Kumar to pull it out. 13 on the shot clock. Thomas on Kumar. Kumar, little spin, little floater, way off the mark. Great defense yet again. Now you sense Kumar maybe pressing a little bit as well. Swung out to Mullowney. Mullowney back to Lockie. Lockie picked up by Galab. Ali Hinder. Size advantage. McCain. 7 on the shot clock. Mullowney. Connor, no hesitation. rolls around the rim.
Go transition.
Coyotes utilized the shot clock well. They got a good shot off, just could not connect. No problem with that possession whatsoever. They work it out to Shakir Galab. And looks like Galab is going to be shooting three. Moawni on the foul.
And I think we've seen, Joe, you make a good point. Coyotes obviously doing a great job taking a strong lead here with 10 points, but a lot left on the table still. A lot of shots very close, but not quite landing. And you're right, if they can execute just a little bit more, we'll see as the season goes. This could be a game changer for them later in the season if they can land all these open looks that they're getting and just not quite finishing.
Galab, an 81% free throw shooter. He's shooting three. Puts up 8 points a game. And doing a nice job here. And getting back to Talbot Kumar, the leading scorer for Mesa, it's one of those things where as a scorer and the leader of a team, if you feel like the dynamics offensively, if your teammates can't hit a shot, you almost feel like you've got to keep them in the game by nailing shots. And great job by Shakir Galab nailing all 3 free throws. Can't stress enough hitting your free throws in a close ball game, and this is a close ball game. Lockie McCain, Moawni trying to work off Shakir Galab. 13 on the shot clock. Moawni works it to Ali Hinder up top. Hinder, Will Coates has got the 3 look, and that is off the mark. And I can tell you, Ali Hinder, strong. And Lester Neal and the coaching staff from Mesa, frustrated.
And you could sense the Coyotes struggling a little bit messy on their offense as they tried to figure out the new defense, this press defense that Mesa pulled on them. But they managed to pull it out, get the hoop, and then obviously Ollie Hinder head to the line. So
42-34. Ollie, a product, of course, his dad played over in Australia in the professional leagues. That rolls around. Ollie played his high school ball at Corona del Sol, former Aztec. Right off Rule and Ray. Aztecs clear out. Luau. Peyton Smith will fire it up from 3. That's off the mark. Tracked down by Cohen. Lockie, as you can see, his ability to read and react in the open floor. Priceless. Lockie had the shot at the 3 and pulled it back out. 14 on the shot clock. Lockie going strong and feeds Will. Will puts it on the deck. And Will. And the putback. Big basket by Will. He's got 7 points. The lead is 11 for the Coyotes. Shakir Galab knocks down the 3. Galab, after nailing 3 free throws, comes back and hits a triple. 45-37. Thomas works it over to Hinder. Thomas on that left side. Coates working off Luau. Cohen. Aldridge. Cohen and Ollie right there. Mad rush on the court. Lockie and Peyton Smith getting tangled up. And the possession goes to Mesa. 10-10 left. Coyotes in a slugfest against the Thunderbirds. The Mesa women knocked off Chandler-Gilbert in the matchup, having their way. Now, Chandler-Gilbert, the men trying to save face in the nightcap. Strong move by Mesa, pulls within 6. Ollie Hinder swings it. Mesa closes quickly. Cohen, Carter Carab. Connor gets a screen from Ali Hinder. 8 on the shot clock. Cohen down low to Ali that rolls around the rim. Shakir Galab having a strong second half. Tyreek Dean, and Dean will shoot a pair. Foul call on Connor. His first. Will Coates and Javen Price about to check back in. 6-point lead. Dean at the line. All of a sudden, Mesa finding itself again offensively. And Shakir Galab really stepping up. Some valuable minutes as Kumar checks back in. Plenty of teal in the crowd, plenty of red in the crowd. Dean makes 1 of 2. He's got 9 points. Swung over. Cohen Aldridge. Javen Price. And a 10-second violation against the Coyotes. And if the Coyotes got a wake-up call in the second half, that's it right there.
No, Mesa definitely trying to come in, put a little more pressure, and wear down the Coyotes, who looked like they were taking off and going to take the game away.
9 and change. Kumar on the floor. Kumar works it out to Shakir Galab. Galab in the corner. Dean. Dean in the lane. Muscles. Dean won't go. Good defense in the interior by Carter Karab. Javen Price works off the screen set by Carter. Cohen. Little floater. Contact. Blocking foul. And Cohen will shoot a pair. They're going to call the foul on Kumar. That's his third. Lester Neal campaigning, being a politician on the sidelines on the foul calls. As Cohen missed his last two, connects on the first. 46-40. Ball game here. And Cohen makes amends for missing the last two free throws. 7-point lead. Who can play cleaner? Who can make stops? Who can make some shots? Old-fashioned Arizona Community College Athletic Conference matchup. And Javen Price, that's his fourth. Javen's got to step out. And that is the ticky-tack version that just kills you as a coach.
And you can see Mesa trying to come in and be a little bit more composed on their offense. We saw it get a little messy, driving, throwing things up, and now they're trying to run something.
Galab from long range, and Galab strokes it. And the lead is down to 4. Galab with 16 points. Karab gives up the dribble. Lockey. Mesa closing fast. Aldridge. Cohen from the corner. In and out. Carter. Showing the poise and works it over to Cohen. Coyotes regroup. They work it to Carter. Tyreek Dean. And now bodies colliding, and they got to call the foul on Galab. That is Galab's second foul. Tremendous game for Shakir. He's essentially kept Mesa in the game in this second half. Cohen Aldridge And they're calling it really tight now as Mike Alexander. That's his fourth. And right now, the Mesa coach is just not really happy with the officiating in this one. A lot of groaning right to our left. It's a 1-on-1 situation. Mesa with 17 fouls. Cohen, so big, nailing that first shot. This is one of those old-fashioned black and blue, hard hat kind of games where it's not going to be pretty on either side, right? And hitting your free throws, paramount in this one.
Absolutely. And you can understand why Mesa's frustrated, right? When you start to feel like you're getting some momentum, which they were, and then you hit a couple fouls right off the bat, slow it down, put the Coyotes on the free throw line where they can put their score a little bit further away from yours. It can be demoralizing as a team when you're hitting that stride and maybe making a comeback.
49-43. As we kind of dial in the box score, Ali Hinder, 6 second half points. He's got 10. Cohen Aldridge, big at the free throw stripe. Lockie McCain with 5 points. Will Coates with 7 points. And on the other side, Shakir Galab with 16 points. And Matt, his second half, started nailing those 3 free throws. Followed that up with a 3. Hit a short jumper, then hit another 3. He's been paramount for this team in the second half.
Yeah, no, he's really been the saving grace for the Mesa team. They'd practically pulled Tyreek Dean and Talbot Kamard off onto the bench in that third, or in early in the second half, and I think it's really his Shakir Galab's efforts that put them back in the game, and now they've tried to make a swift comeback. So we'll see what really occurs in these last 7 minutes, but no doubt is this going to be a easy giveaway.
7:29 left, 49-43. So glad you can join us for Doubleheader Wednesday. Twice the hoops, 0 the price, twice the fun. Matt McCurdy, Joe Pequeno, fresh off the holidays. Matt, here in the Valley, yours truly in the Sunshine State, where Mother Nature wasn't glistening with sun and beauty the whole time I was there. West Palm Beach, the weather was fantastic. 80 degrees, no humidity. Gorgeous. You didn't need winter clothes down there. Shot clock winding down. Galab will fire it up. And Galab, right now, the young man is nuclear. 49-46.
And really, Joe, in a game like this, it's one player hitting his shots that can make the difference. And unfortunately, the Coyotes, and this has been a common theme of tonight, have had a lot of open looks and have not hit the basket.
Underneath, a little back door. Cohen Aldridge, big basket, 51-46. So right now it's a 3-headed monster, Kumar, Galab, as well as Tyreek Dean. They work it down in the post. And 1 for Kashar Benton. He's got 6 points with a chance at the 3-point play. That's Hinder's third. Coyotes now with 16 fouls. Benton at the line. A 2-point ball game. Mesa not going away. Coyotes led by 11 at one point. Mesa on a run. Hinder. Cohen from 3. And 1. Cohen Aldridge. Knock it down the triple. Aiden Armstrong on the contact.
Adrian, why are you playing off?
Aldridge with the shot at the 4-point play, and talk about ripping a triple at just the right time. And after starting 0 for 2 from the line, Aldridge. Cohen 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. Coyotes back up 6. Cohen all over Kumar. Galab, Lockey on Kumar. Galab, fadeaway, off the mark. Tracked down by Lockey. Cohen works up the floor. Cohen, Connor in the corner. Connor, too strong, but Connor tracks it down. Connor going in, and Connor with the contact. And I love the aggressive move. Not settling for the outside, going strong, and now going to the line.
And how about the pace pushing from Cohen Cohen Aldridge, grabbing the ball on the south end, running it all the way down court, and then hitting Connor for the open look, which led to obviously the conversion over at the free throw line.
Connor now with 7 points. Changes being made. Dean steps out. Armstrong steps out. Mike Alexander, that is. Check again. Connor Aldridge makes 1 of 2, but Ollie corrals it. Ollie up top. Guarded by Benton. Lockey. Blocked by Benton. Kumar up the floor. Kumar almost gave up the dribble. Galab works it up top. Swings it over to Kumar. Winding down to 5 minutes left in this one. Kumar. Galab up top. And they're going to call the foul away from the ball on Benton. That's his third. 7-point lead for the Coyotes. Coyotes average over 70 points, and they might still get to that mark here.
And Joe, I love the pace Cohen and Lockey are pushing for the Coyotes. This is where they need to turn up the heat, get as big of a spread on the board as possible, and really take the game away.
Cohen, the misfire from long range. I got to tell you, between the Aldridge brothers, that's the first bad shot of the night between the two. They've been spot on. Avery, even when they don't connect, it's usually right on the rim. Kumar. Cohen on the defensive assignment. Gets it back. Kumar in the lane. Tries to bank it in. And Lockey pulls it down. Lockey down the floor to Connor Garab and works it back out to Cohen. 20 on the shot clock. Ollie up top. Guarded by Badabanga. Lockey lets it fly, and Lockey connects. Lockey McCain strokes the 3, and the lead is back to 10.
And that's the power of Lockey McCain being back on the court for this Coyotes team. He knows how to play well, he stays composed, and typically his game gets stronger as he nears the end, and he's a finisher. And once again, what a great duo to have out there where he can play off of Javon Price if he's on the court, but also allow Javon Price to get some rest on his legs and fill in the point guard position.
And the big thing for the Coyotes, we talked about Javon Price, who has 4 fouls. The Coyotes have extended the lead with Javon on the bench, and Lockey pivotal, knocking down that 3. Cohen Aldridge playing a tremendous game, nailing that 4-point play at just a decisive time when Mesa was making a run. Now can Mesa, in the final 4:06, can they make another run? A team 2-4. The record overall 5-11, scrapping for a spot in the top 4 spots. And right now, if you look at it, Pima's number 1, 6-0. Chandler 4-2. Glendale, a very talented team.
Yeah.
3-3. Scottsdale 3-3. South Mountain, Mesa 2-4, and Phoenix College coming up the rear 9-9, 1-5. So,
and Joe, talk about battle tested. We talk about some of the hardships the Coyotes have faced early on in the season and having to battle through it. And look, most of the guys out here right now that are converting weren't starters early on in the season. And they've had to step up and show their abilities, and now they're taking away games and really making it count in the last moments when they need the points the most.
Well, as we talked about this Coyotes team, a very young squad. I mean, Connor and Cohen, Carter, Karab, Ali Hinder. You got 4 freshmen on the floor right now.
Yeah.
And basically, look, they're no longer freshmen.
Nope.
They're done. I mean, they're officially redshirt sophomores now, right? After playing through the first half of the season. So all those valuable reps, now they're in tune of what junior college basketball is all about. They're in tune with Steve Silsby and his offense. Great defense underneath. Kumar lost his footing. And Cohen doing it every which way in this one. And they'll pull it back out. Good decisive move by Cohen and the Coyotes just to eat some clock. Ollie swings it up top. Gets the screen. Connor over to Cohen. 9 on the shot clock. Connor almost let it fly. Cohen in the lane and gets the roll. Looked like the lob might have worked a potential push-off, but a good, clean, no call. Galab works it back out to Kumar. The lead is 12 for the Coyotes. Kumar from long range. In and out. And they're going to call the foul against Carter. So when we really talk about this Coyotes team, and we're seeing a lot of youth.
Yeah.
And Javen Price, also a freshman, a lot of minutes. So the nucleus of the starting unit is a young team that we kind of saw this with Pima last year.
Yeah.
Matt, how Pima, just a young team that got better and better. And now that team is ranked number 5 in the country. And this young Coyotes team, Lockie, the only sophomore on the court right now, is a squad that is built on youth that continues to get better and better and better.
Yep.
And then we talk about next year, you add a little more pieces, and, you know, Coach Silsby is going to have some great young talent coming in to add to it. And then we're talking about a Coyotes team, once again, in the thick of the conference race. And make no mistake, they're in the conference race right now, chasing Pima. Carter connects on the first.
No, you make a tremendous point. I mean, really, you get better through the tough experiences, and that's what this team has had to go through. Lots of injuries, lots of hard games, and they were playing teams, you know, well above their abilities early on in the season, and I think it's paid off. And that goes to the wisdom of Coach Silsby, and look, he's not thinking about just this season, as you mentioned. He's thinking about next season and the season to come. So this is an up-and-coming team, and the fact that they're ranked number 2 is a good sign of their hard work and effort.
I also think, Matt, is like games like this, they are learning how to grind out a game. This is not like you look at the final box score and, you know, Coyotes could win by 10, or they, you know, maybe Mesa closes it within single digits, but this is a hard-fought game.
Yeah.
Where they've had to grind through and do the dirty work and really battle and earn a victory. And I think games like this down the stretch, because playoff basketball is really all about half-court basketball. And the thing about what I liked, what I've seen from the Coyotes, they didn't get beaten transition tonight at all. Mm-hmm. They guarded the 3 pretty well. I mean, in losses to Glendale, undermanned in that game. A loss to Pima, they didn't defend the 3 at all.
Right.
And they were torched from the outside.
Yeah.
And of course, when they face Pima again, they're going to have to do a better job, and they get that opportunity on Saturday. Of course, Pima ranked number 5, 18 overall. But tonight, they have defended well. They've got contributions. The young players, we've seen every one. From Ollie to Carter to the Aldridge brothers to Javen Price. All the freshmen have had valuable moments in this game of key contributions, key poise, ball movement, attacking, hitting shots, coming up big in a loose ball. If you're Steve Silsby, of course, you wish you had a couple of the other pieces that they don't have. Parker Larson being one, starting center, ACL injury out for the year. But all the youngsters are really just blossoming right in front of our eyes. And for Coach Silsby, if they continue to blossom and play with this poise, they're going to be in a lot of ball games, and they're going to have a good shot to be a high seed for the playoffs, which is literally right around the corner the first couple weeks of March.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this is a team that clearly tonight isn't been a perfect game. They've had a lot of shots that were missed, but the fact that they've battled through it, stayed in the game, and late in this last half came in and really started putting points on the board shows that they're getting comfortable, as you said, being tested, being pushed, having to grind it out and stay mentally tough and go for the kill near the end. And I think that's what we love to see, especially when it's young guys like you mentioned. And when you look at their games, right? The games where only 2 or 3 guys are really scoring, they lose. But when all the guys are getting touches, all the guys are putting points on the board, they tend to do all right and take the win. So this has been a fun game to watch.
Coyotes beat the trap so easily. Carter, he gets trapped down below. He pulls it back out. Coyotes not panicking whatsoever. Tight defense by Mesa. 10 on the shot clock. Javen works it on the good look, I should say, from Cohen Aldridge up top. $1:56 left. Mesa down 12. And can't connect from Mike Alexander. And Javen, smart, working the clock. Armstrong back in the game, active athletically. They work it over to Connor. $1:30 left. Carter underneath, mismatch, and Carter with a strong move. Strong over Alon Johnson. Carter with 11 points. Tyreek Dean. You know what Dean's MO is. It's attack, attack, attack. And Javen does just enough. And you look at Dean, the disgust on his face. He knew he should have had that. He had the mismatch, the bigger size on Javen Price, and just could not connect underneath. Will Coates as we wind down in the final minute of this one. Coyotes with a 14-point advantage as Alexander has fouled out of the game. Alexander's out. Luau back in. Lockie McCain checking in for Will Coates.
At this point, Joe, we're just seeing mistakes of a tired team. The boys have been running hard. Mesa put a press on midway through the second half, which is going to drain the tank even harder. And now it's become a bit of a fouling game, right? Push off here, sloppy defense there, and that's the nature of how it goes.
I think for Mesa going forward, that collectively they've got to clean up, just had fundamental basketball. The little things, not getting back in transition, leaving shooters wide open. I mean, just wide open. You know, bad passes. I mean, they've had moments in this game where they've looked really strong, and then moments where it's just like you can tell why the record is what it is.
Yeah.
Cohen will pull it back out. Final 30 seconds. Coyotes with a lot to be proud of with this victory, as they're going to win the winning streak to 3. Coming out of the gate strong. Lockie going in, and Lockie, how about that strong move by the Thunder from down under. Coyotes are going to improve to 12-7, 5-2 in league. Shot from the outside won't go, and that's going to do it. Coyotes with this 66-50 victory, and they trailed 29-26 at the half and outscore Mesa 40-21 in the second half. And as we kind of pick and choose, so many heroes and just so many different moments by the freshman, Ollie Hinder. Ollie with 10 points, 6 in the second half. Cohen Aldridge played a strong game. We're going to be talking to Cohen, who finished with 6, 8, 12, 14 points. Will Coates with 7. Connor Aldridge with 7 as well. Javen Price with 7. So keep it here. We'll dial in with Cohen. We'll talk to Ollie Hinder. Actually, we'll have Cohen and Carter Crab with a nice, strong game. So the Coyotes get the victory, 66-50. So, Matt, what do you take away from the Coyotes' third straight win?
Yeah, I mean, lots to love, lots of growth. I think that's been the biggest thing. There's been tremendous growth from players. And once again, so great to see a full bench playing on the home court. We haven't gone to see that pretty much all season since all these injuries have popped up. And obviously, we'd love to see Parker Larson out there. That's a tough loss for their season. But to have everyone back for the most part it's huge and allows for a lot of the guys to play off each other. And it gives a lot more options to Coach Silsby to coach his team to success. But they're on the growth. The freshmen have really stepped up to the plate, and the fact that players like Cohen Aldridge and Lockie McCain in the last 5 to 7 minutes of the second half can drive the dagger home and finish a game. That's big. That's what makes a playoff team. So they're on a good upward trend. We just hope to see more of it.
Absolutely. Just a great effort all the way around by the Coyotes. You know, they trailed at the half. Mesa came out with a tremendous effort. And then along the way in that second half, Mesa just it just collectively, fundamentally, it just unraveled.
Mm-hmm.
Lester Neal and his coaching staff at moments called it a critical timeout when Coyotes were drawing closer, and then it just never clicked for Mesa for there. The team now, as they try to figure it out, they're now 2-5, 5-12 in league, and at some point, if you're going to get that 4 seed, you got to start figuring out and doing what's necessary and do the small things. Get that loose ball, get back in transition. Can't leave shooters wide open. Help side defense, and the list is on, but it just seemed collectively we can athletically, it's easy. We could say Mesa's probably the more athletic team.
Sure.
But IQ wise, it's not even close. Coyotes collectively, they can see what's in front of them. They can dissect it, and they do the little things to grab their 5th league win. So we'll take a short timeout. Some players on the agenda, of course, for the Coyotes. Their schedule gets tremendously busy, and it starts by going to Pima. And Matt, as we kind of look at that matchup, Coyotes faced them here early in the season, and it was all Pima in that one. And Pima just showed how good they are, ranked number 5th in the country, and 18-0 overall. But it's the wave of depth they have. It's all long. And everyone can shoot.
Yeah.
And so the Coyotes can't afford to give up the perimeter like in any shape or form. Cohen, Jake Gonzalez, and the array of talent they have can beat you in so many different ways. So the Coyotes are going to have to definitely be at their best. Then the Coyotes go to Scottsdale the following Saturday, so they'll get a week to regroup. Then on the 29th, they'll head to Glendale. And then February 1st, they're back home hosting Phoenix College. So a big road trip for the Coyotes, and anxious to see how they handle Pima the second time around. And I think the first time around, a little bit of wake-up call about how good that team is. And look, for everyone that's going to face Pima this year in the conference, they're exceptional. And Glendale gave them a hard game at home. Glendale gave it to Pima because Glendale does a lot of the same things Pima does. They run up and down the floor, very athletic, long. They can shoot the 3. They gave Pima a very strong game, but Cohen J. Gonzalez and that team, right now they are the talk of the D2 region in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. Short timeout, interviews straight ahead here from the Coyote Center on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. Coyotes with the 66 victory over Mesa. Cohen Aldridge with 14 points. And Cohen, this was kind of a grind out game and ebb and flows kind of. And once again, in kind of like a slugfest, blue collar affair, you guys found a way for the third straight victory coming out of the Christmas holiday.
Yeah, it feels good to get a win streak going, especially in conference. Those games are big.
You know what's really impressive about this team, and we alluded to the fact, is that closing minutes, 4 freshmen on the floor, and look, your tag of being a redshirt freshman, that's done. You guys are now officially redshirt sophomores. And can you talk about the growth of you, your brother, of course, Ali Hinder, Carter Crab, all those valuable minutes that you got in the first half of the season, and now it just seems like the game is slowing down collectively for all of you, and the minutes are getting better, the possessions are getting better, and the IQ points of this team is collectively growing as well.
Yeah, that all comes from practice, and of course, the more games we play, you start to get used to it, starting to get a feel for it. Especially, I know, I definitely have, and I would say the rest of the team has too. So it's good to be playing with those guys. We've been playing since my redshirt year. Those were the guys, those 4. So yeah, it's been coming along in practice well, and it's been showing out in games too.
What's been great for you in this contest, you missed those 2 free throws early, and I'm sure your dad's going to give you some grief about that.
Of course.
And by the way, your dad, he's vocal, and I love him.
Yes,
Okay, he's a passionate basketball fan. But you come back and you hit your next 5 free throws, and you hit the big 3, and you nail the 4-point play in a very critical situation as Mesa was making that push. Kind of walk us through that 3-point play that was so valuable in the course that gave the team momentum and was able to capitalize and put this one away down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay focused on the game, not let the misses get to my head too much. And so yeah, that's really it. I caught it and just let it go. No thought to it.
Yeah. How great is it for this team, Cohen, is that everyone's getting healthy? I mean, look,
yes,
we go back to last fall. This team was like walking wounded. It was like every day was like an ER unit.
Yeah.
Someone's being laced up. Someone's in a walking boot. Someone's got tape around an ankle or an elbow or a hand. And now finally, Santa, he brought a little cold weather to Arizona, and he brought some healthy bodies for the Coyotes as well.
Yeah, it's good to have everyone back. Finally, our team. Obviously, we're still missing Parker and Ty and guys that are out for the season. But the guys that are playing this season, we got everyone healthy, so that's good.
So big matchup now on Saturday. Pima ranked number 5 in the country, 18-0 overall. As you reflect on that first matchup, and look, this Coyotes team now is different than the one faced them before.
Of course.
And Cohen, is it safe to say that for all the youngsters like yourself, when you first faced Pima, maybe you guys weren't ready for the speed, the athleticism, the whole gauntlet of the utility belt and the arsenal that Pima brings to the table?
Yeah, for sure. That definitely was not our best game the first time we played them. I think we got a hunger to us that'll really help us have a better game. I think we'll really bring it in that game.
There you go. And then you guys are on the road, pretty much a streak of 3 in a row. First Pima, then you get a week off, Scottsdale, you got Glendale on the 29th, and you don't return home until February 1st. So a long 3 road games of packing the bags and talk about the determination this team's going to have of going into opposing arenas and playing hard and knocking down some W's.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take a lot of hard work, but we got to just keep going one at a time. We're going to look to the first game, scout, hard practices, work hard, and we'll focus on that game. Then we'll get to the next one, and we'll be fine.
Before I let you go, your dad's probably about 50 feet away. What do you think Dad's going to say about your effort tonight?
Oh, I think he's happy. He loves the game. He's always here, always supporting. I love it.
There you go. That is Cohen Aldridge knocking down 14. Big victory as the Coyotes get their 5th win in league play. Keep it here. More to come from the Coyote Center.
All right.
Okay. Well, Connor Aldridge on the cast after a great game. Some high energy over there on the bench, talking to your dad, and obviously a great game coming off the holidays. And Joe and I talked about this. This feels like a different team than we saw prior to the holidays, beginning of the season. How do you feel about the team now, where you guys are at, and how do you feel like that preseason, early season games battle tested you for this post or end of season?
Yeah, I definitely think we're looking better now. I mean, obviously further into the season, so more practices, more experience, and those things definitely help. But I also think coming off of that break, that loss in Vegas, I think, um, kind of lit a fire under us.
Sure.
So I think our defense has definitely been a lot better these last few games, and also we know it's conference now, like it's time to bring it. And yeah, we're definitely playing a lot better.
So give us a little recap of that Southern Nevada game. Obviously, not a home game. I'm not sure a lot of the viewers got to see that game. What was that game like? What was the biggest takeaways and what? Just give us kind of a look into that game.
Yeah, I mean it's tough going on the road, especially back from break. Just took a week off,
For sure.
just getting back into things, and we didn't. Yeah, I mean it was a rough game, and I think we're definitely bouncing back from it well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean shots are starting to fall. Everything's like we're getting a lot better as it goes.
Yeah. And Glendale, obviously not a soft team in any means. You guys came in strong, took the win in that game, and what would you say really put you over the edge against Glendale? And now you guys sit in that second seat position.
Um, yeah, I think defense is definitely the main thing, and
Sure.
coach has definitely been harping on that a lot lately. So I mean, practicing that, getting the energy up for sure is one of the biggest things that's helped us get, I mean, better wins. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys are doing a tremendous job. We've always thought your guys' defense is solid. You hold most teams, down in their averaging points. And so now, heading into this kind of away stint, we won't be back in the home gym for probably the rest of this month. What is your guys' mindset headed onto the road? And what do you guys see as kind of the outlook leading to this postseason?
Yeah, I mean, this is the only home game of this month, and
Yeah.
we knew that. Coach been talking about it, and again, we're focusing on defense, and I mean, we hold teams under 60, and the shots will fall. Like we think we're a good enough team that if we hold teams under 60, that we can win those games.
Absolutely. Well, Joe and I've talked about it. It's so cool to see so many freshmen or redshirt freshmen in this case out there playing hard, putting points on the board, and not being scared to really finish out a game and take the kill. Some teams choke at the end, right? And we haven't seen that at all, and that's exciting. So obviously, Connor, thanks for joining us on
Yeah,
the
thank you.
cast. It's so fun to watch, and we're excited for more games here at home
Yeah.
after this month.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, boys are born in Lakewood. Oh, really? Yeah. They were preemies. Yeah, that was pretty scary, and that turned out just out of luck. That was one of the best places in the nation. Oh, wow. Yeah, Hunter had tumors on his brain. Wow. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to make it. Pretty cool. Well, that's a tremendous story. Like if I was. You said West Palm. I mean, we always were going to the beach with them. Once they were born, we were scared for the first year, but they were big for us earliest thinking, especially for twins. They were as big as 4 pounds. They can't weigh early. Like most are 2 pounds. That weight, I think, helped them. Yeah. But poor wife was big on her. She couldn't make it any longer. It was actually her. She had preeclampsia, so they had to take them out to save her. Yeah. Well, that's why they were huge. They played great tonight, and it's now the big one. That's FEMA, right? I'm gonna tell you, I've been wanting to even scare them in the regular season. I just don't believe we're good enough to beat them more than once. And you know which time I want the ones. Well, here's the thing, and I don't even want them to be close because I do think they can get it one time. Well, here's the thing. Matt and I talked about it.
So have a good night. So we're going to close this one out from Chandler-Gilbert. Once again, the Chandler-Gilbert squad knocks off Mesa 66-50. And Matt, we kind of talked about it. You know, Chandler-Gilbert, uphill battle at the half, only trailing by 3. They outscore Mesa roughly 41-20 in the second half, led by freshmen.
Yeah.
And a team that had to persevere through so many injuries and so many different kind of roadblocks with different personnel shuffling in and out. And Coach Silsby is just wondering, who am I going to start tonight? Because he didn't have enough healthy bodies. Now it's all those minutes, all those valuable minutes, and all those freshmen that got all that time. Look, the freshman label, it's officially off. These guys are now officially sophomores and building toward the second half, and they're building it in a strong way with 3 wins out of the gates.
Yeah, I mean, they say it all the time. There's no better teacher than experience, and I think that's what's been so crucial for this team. I know us talking early in the season, the team came off such a great season last year, obviously losing in that terrible loss to Pima, but such a great season. We didn't know what this year was going to look like. Knew we had some red shirts, but really a rebuild and then all those injuries. We thought maybe this is it for the Coyotes, but they've stayed persistent. They've stayed strong. I love the mentality of next man up. They've talked about that a ton, of being there, being prepared. And I think the fruits of their labor are starting to show here tonight, and hopefully they can continue that on the road and then return here on the home court.
And I think the impressive thing about tonight's contest is we saw so many just key moments from different players, right?
Yeah.
Like good teams get valuable contributions from their starting 5 or deep 8 or even their 10. And we saw that tonight. Ollie Hinder with 10 points. Cohen Aldridge with 14. Javen Price coming up big. Lockie McCain finding his stroke in the second half. Carter Karab, a force down the low with 11 points. Just valuable minutes, and youth is being served, and everyone just starting to find themselves, and that's boding well for this team. Now, obviously, Saturday is the ultimate litmus test. They lost to Pima earlier in the season on this floor, but now another opportunity to kind of gauge themselves to see where they are. And I think it comes at a good time. They've won 3 in a row, and obviously guarding the perimeter, paramount. Pima loves to shoot the 3 with Cohen J. Gonzalez. They're very lengthy. They're very athletic. But I think it's a good opportunity for the Coyotes to see where they are, maybe draw a little closer, and then see what they have to do to maybe take another step come playoff time. And there's, make no mistake, barring injury or the collapse of the universe, the Coyotes will be a top 4 seed. They will be in the postseason, maybe get as high as number 2, and they'll gauge where they are after Saturday and see how much further they have to go to maybe potentially upseed Pima down the road in a possible playoff matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Pima's a great team, and the first time the Coyotes played them here in the home court, obviously we all wanted them to win. Pima was a team that knocked them off from going into the national tournament, and that would have been something nice to see on their first game. But I think they saw how deep the pool really was and what they need to do. Now they're a more experienced team. They're more battle-tested. They've gone out of state. They've played teams in Florida. They've played in Nevada. And now we get to see again, where do they measure up to Pima, who is obviously a great team and really is that first seed that they have to knock off if they want to compete or even move further past the playoff matches here in the conference.
So after that, Coyotes with a very busy road schedule. The following week, they're at Scottsdale on January 29th. They head to Glendale, and then they're back here for a Saturday matchup against Phoenix College, both the women and the men. And, of course, by the way, baseball right around the corner. The baseball team opens the season next Friday at home, taking on Arizona Western, the first of 2, a doubleheader on Friday, a doubleheader on Saturday. So spring is in the air, and playoff basketball is surging toward March, and that is right around the corner. We appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. For Russ Luce, the tremendous AD, of course, Steve Silsby, Matt Strickland, the great basketball coaches on campus. We appreciate coming to you and all the great fans out there and everyone who bleeds teal. And, of course, Davin White, a special night for him, having his jersey retired, and the interview we had with Davin. And he's always welcome back to join us on a telecast anytime he would like. We appreciate you out there. That is Matt McCurdy. I'm Joe Pequeno. Good night for the Coyotes, and please take care. We'll see you soon right here on the Coyotes Sports Network.